if you're not aware what's happening next with your customers, you'll basically, the phrase I often use with B2B SaaS companies is like you'll fall asleep at the cash register. You're basically like just tired swiping cards all month. You're taking all this revenue for granted, and you don't realize like it's too easy to ignore and just assume that like a recurring $79 a month customer will recur for 18 months because that's what your model says. The reality is never that. The reality is that they'll recur until they find a better product, they get bored, the use case disappears, they get promoted, somebody else does it, somebody else gets hired, whatever. You should always be in touch with the behavior of your user base, genuinely. And there's just patterns you should see. New users should become more active over time. They should hit some level of activity, right? Somebody signs up, over time they're gonna add more projects, more videos, more friends, more whatever it is, more orders, more content to read. You should see activity increase over time. Regular users should stay active, right? Ideally they'd expand, but at the very least they should stay active. But when you see this, and the problem isn't that people look at this graph and ignore it, it's that they have no way to think about what this graph would look like, right? Again, a common question I have is like, how do I define activity? Like those line charts are great, Des, but like what the hell actually is the variable? What is the axis there? The answer is like, look at your best customers and look for what the behavior they have. The field this is in is like emergent metrics, which is when you look at historical data of your best performing users, what it is that they're doing. Are they sending a lot of messages, adding a lot of friends, uploading a lot of photos, recording a lot of videos, tweeting a lot of links, whatever it is. You'll find those from there. And I guess the other piece is when you see someone slipping away, it's like, especially like if I told you, oh, like your $9,000 a month customer is leaving, you have two options. You can spam the shit out of them to try and get them to come back, right? That's probably not gonna work, right? Now, if you have a high touch relationship, it might work because you can actually get in and get talking to them and go back and re-warm up the lead. But your best bet is actually to learn. Because, if I told you like, there's a whole flood coming through this hole and there's like water's dropping them down drop by drop, the solution isn't like, let's catch each of the drops, which is what you'd be doing by trying to reach out individually one by one and solving this problem. The solution is plug the gap, right? And the best way to do that is to work out what it is, what was the series of events that caused them to want to switch away from your product or stop using your product. And when you know what that is, that's the core problem. Is it that they're looking at other competitors? Why? Because you don't have this feature, or because competitors' marketing is better, or their UI is cleaner, or like they're getting pitched at a lower price or whatever, but understand the root cause. It's not enough to say we're dealing with retention because we're emailing people. You have to actually learn. There is literally no single message that will alter the course of your business. And anyone who says otherwise is, I swear to God, selling you some shit, right? It is a single mindset, however, and it's the mindset of learning how to get people more engaged, learning how to stop people from quitting. That's the actual attitude. That's the same reason, as I said, we have a growth team that consistently learns how can we convert people better. It's a mindset. People are like, this is an industry, specifically like, I guess, email marketing automation. It's an industry of like people selling like cheap, hacky, shitty tactics. Like this one mail will convert more people. Bullshit, right? That's not how the world works. You need to actually learn, evolve, improve, adapt. And so when you see patterns like this, you have to learn what do they switch to, why do they get bored, when did it get expensive? They knew the price. If the price didn't change, why did it suddenly become expensive? Or what are they doing instead? Like what behavior, if they were recording videos every day, what are they doing now? Like they must have switched to something. Maybe it's Angry Birds or maybe it's Twitter, but like you lost that customer to something. So the closing point I leave, because I genuinely, like, even for the snippets I've seen, and I looked at a couple of the websites here, you're all gonna get some traction. It's what you do with it that matters.
Just think about all the time and effort and money you spend going to meetings, going across town, getting stuck in traffic from Palo Alto all the way up to San Francisco, out to Oakland, traveling across the country, going to Seattle, going down to LA, back to New York. It is exhausting and it is a waste of time and money. Most meetings could occur with the help of GoToMeeting, and they would occur flawlessly. I know because I do these meetings all the time. In fact, I've been meeting with a dozen entrepreneurs every week over GoToMeeting, back to back to back, recording these meetings and sharing them back with the entrepreneurs as I give them feedback for when they come to the Launch Festival in March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, in fact. And I can only do with GoToMeeting because everybody can use any product they have, computer, tablet, smartphone, doesn't matter what operating system, it just works everywhere. And it is HD quality with perfect HD sound and the ability to share screens. And it never hiccups, it never has bandwidth problems, it just always works. And that to me is the key. You know, if you're gonna do these kind of virtualized meetings, they can't be breaking up and they can't have poor fidelity. They have to be perfect. So here is your call to action. This is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to GoToMeeting.com and try it free for 30 days. There is nothing to lose. Visit GoToMeeting.com and click the Try It Free button. Do it now and have your first meeting up and running in minutes. It literally works so simple that I have like little Google Calendar Chrome extension where it puts a GoToMeeting button every time I create a meeting, and I just press boop, GoToMeeting, and it generates a code, gives everybody the code, everybody knows the link, boom, and it just works. So go ahead and go to GoToMeeting.com and get your free 30-day trial. It's a great product. I've been using it for years. I love it. It's a pleasure for me to read an ad about GoToMeeting because I don't have to read it because I use it. It's literally on the list of my top 10, 20 products that I use every week. It just makes me super efficient in meeting with entrepreneurs. So thanks to our friends at GoToMeeting. And if you're a super fan of the show, go ahead and thank at GoToMeeting on Twitter. They love to see your support of the program. Okay, let's get back to this episode.